Hi, everybody. I'm Marissa Jackson. Welcome to another edition of Saints Alive, only here on Time Warner Cable Sports. Joining me now, the Siena men's head coach, Mitch Bonagero. Mitch, thank you for taking some time out of your day and joining us.
My pleasure.
Mitch, the team right now struggling a bit, but as you said, following the St. Peter's loss, a lot of these are close games, and we just can't seem to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, it's been a season of a lot of close games, Marissa, games where we certainly could have won. So I think an important thing now is to make sure the confidence level stays up, that our guys are competing, playing hard, figuring out maybe what we can do a little different at the end of the games. You know, that would be something we've got to work on, staying positive. I think Ryan is a great leader, so he's a guy that the players, I think, respond to, and he had kind of a closed-door meeting after the game last night, and I thought that was good. So, I think we've got to just look at maybe to improve.
We saw Clarence Jackson return to the starting lineup for the Loyola game. In that game, he was making some shots, but still seemed a little bit timid. Now he seems much better on that ankle, really seems more explosive than he's been. Where is he at? Because as we talked about before, he probably won't be 100% this year.
Well, he's made a lot of strides physically. I'm like, the question I have to ask myself, because I want to get him at it, I want to get him going, and I'm probably playing him maybe too many minutes. I mean, in retrospect, I might have to cut back his minutes, but I do feel he has to be out there. I've got to get him going. He's one of the guys that we go to late, and he's also a senior, Marissa, so I owe it to Clarence to obviously get him going and have a good end of his senior year, and I think he's moving in that direction.
Mitch, let's talk about this Bracket Busters game so far. You've probably seen some tape on Maine. They play in the America East, same conference as UAlbany, and they're a team where they've been very good in stretches so far this season, and they've actually had a stretch where they won 7 or 8 conference games in a row. So this could be a good game to warm up for Fairfield and Marist.
Yeah, they're a quality opponent. I really haven't seen much of them. My assistant, Adam Chaskin, has done a lot of work on him, and I'll meet, with him, and we'll go over the scouting report. But you're right. They had a really good stretch of games. They won at Penn State and at UMass early in the year. They've hit a little rough stretch now. They've lost 5 in a row. They just lost to Vermont last night. But a very good team that we're going to have to play well against. And, it's good getting maybe out of the conference for a game, and getting, maybe not that I'm going to approach it differently, but get a few more guys some minutes. And obviously the goal is to win the game, but maybe try a couple of different combinations and, experiment with some guys and see what happens.
Coming out of that game, you guys are at leading Fairfield, a team that beat you earlier on in the season. But as we were talking about, they've won a lot of games, but they've won a lot of close games. So there's that potential to get in there and get that big victory.
Yeah, we got to, in that game, I think we got to really get our offense in order. They're the best defensive team in the league. They've won a lot of games in the low 60s. They like to play in the 50s and 60s, very comfortable. We would like to try and get the score up a little bit more, but on their home floor, we're going to have to obviously play very well.
Does this group of girls have more confidence right now than any group has in the last few years?
Well, this group of players is an interesting group. They're stubborn. More than anything, it's been one of my most challenging teams to coach, in the sense that they're so mentally, focused on certain things that when they put their mind to something, they get it done. And I've never been around a team that can do that. And I've told them all the time, no matter what I say, it's what you're thinking. And if they think collectively the same, we win, and if they're a little bit, individualistic on it, we don't win. And so my goal this year is just for them to always see, if the challenges are there and they're all thinking the same, in a positive way, we can get it done. And so that's why, this is a team that I feel can upset teams, in the tournament. It's a team that can upset a team. And, it's just a matter of the mentality they go into.
Gina, we don't have much time, but I quickly want to plug the Marist game on the 25th. That one's on Time Warner Cable Sports, but it's your Pink Zone game, very big for you guys.
Yeah, and, we're hoping that we get a big crowd for that game. It's also Pack the Arc night. We really want to try to sell it out. And, Time Warner has a show specifically for our Pink Zone game. It's airing all week, and it's a fantastic show. And, we're just hoping that we get a lot of people at the game to support breast cancer survivors. And it's a wonderful event, and we need your support, whether it's financially or just being there to cheer us on and cheer on the survivors.